My name is Erin and I completed Structural Engineering in CIT. I'm currently completing my Masters in Structural Engineering, also in CIT. So the reason I chose Structural Engineering in CIT was because I looked at the subjects that I liked in secondary school and the ones that I was good at. And the ones that kept coming up was maths and construction. And then from that, I researched different courses that incorporated both subjects. So I'd like the course that I was going to be doing in college. And structural engineering just seemed like the perfect fit. And in CIT, the work placement module is incorporated into the modules that you complete as part of the course, which is always a great way to get some experience for when you're looking for a job after you graduate. So that was the reason I picked CIT and structural engineering. I think the benefit of studying structural engineering in CIT is the relationship between college and industry. So anything we do in college is always related back to industry. So we always go on site trips and we get speakers in, which give us the comfort to know that what we're doing in college is always related back to industry, and what we're doing is always going to be applied to the working life after you graduate. So I think regardless of the course you do in whatever college, there's always going to be some sort of a challenge. I think with engineering in general, there's always quite a large workload that goes with that. But in structural engineering in CIT, it's always great that things are mapped out and you know what you have to hand up and when you have to hand them up. And how we overcame all the workload that was coming up was we can always talk to the lecturers to move dates and move submissions and things, just to make life easier so we don't get overwhelmed. And it was a really good way of making sure that you got your work handed up and it was always to a good standard, but you were never overwhelmed. So I was fortunate enough to complete the work placement module twice while I was in CIT, the first in Liebherr Container Cranes Killarney and the second in Arup Cork. So both are multidisciplinary international companies. And while I was with Liebherr, I was in the transport department, so I learned loads about organisation and making sure everything is at the right place at the right time, so that nothing goes on the ship when the crane is delivered and is missing. When I was in Arup, it was a great way of knowing that what I was doing in college really can be implemented within the workplace. So I did an awful lot of structural design, which is really what we focused on in college, and how your college life is implemented within your working life was really evident while I was in Arup, and it was a great learning experience. And for both, no question was a bad question, so it gave me a great opportunity to learn and experience what it's like to be an engineer in practice. From my time studying structural engineering in CIT, I've been involved in the Civil and Structural Engineering Society since it was set up in 2017. So each year we do loads of activities like bowling, ice skating, airtastic, and every year then we go on one major trip. So the first year we went to Dublin, then we went to London, the third year we went to Barcelona, and January just gone we went to Toulouse in the south of France. So it's great to see the society going from strength to strength and more people getting involved and becoming interested and wanting to come to our events and wanting to come to on our trip, which is a great way of becoming friends with people you see in college all the time, from passing them in the corridor and sharing a computer lab with them in the afternoons. And you actually get that opportunity to talk to them and become friends with them. And there's always a common conversation to have, which is normally college, but from that, the conversation grows, so you can actually form a friendship. And from that then, that's how I became friends with more of the other girls that were studying structural engineering in the department, from the girls in the classes ahead of me to behind me, and we all become one community rather than different classes within one department. So traditionally, there aren't that many women in the construction industry in Ireland. So from that, I wasn't expecting that many females to be in my class while I was studying structural engineering in CIT. So I made friends through different ways, like the societies and clubs. But in saying that, being in a class full of guys is really nothing that you should shy away from. We all adapt to the different surroundings and environments we put ourselves in. And at the end of the day, I really did enjoy it, and I'm still friends with these people today. Something else that also helped me was within our department, the lecturers we have, it's very much 50-50 in terms of male and female lecturers. So it's great to have those female lecturers in front of you who are successful engineers, to know that it's not far away, it's not a dream that you can't reach. You can definitely become a female engineer and be successful and have all these things. So I think that's a great thing to have in our department as well, is to understand that you have these people that have been through it and have gone through it and have come out the other side very successfully. So after the completion of my structural engineering masters, I'll be taking a graduate engineering role with Cork, who I completed my summer work placement with. So the work placement provides a fantastic opportunity to get involved with the company and get to know the company, and then have that opportunity to apply once you graduate to have a job. So hopefully I will be working on sites and in the office, designing structural elements for projects both locally and abroad, because Arup are a multidisciplinary international company. So there's loads of opportunities out there, and I'm just very grateful to have Arup as a future employer. The advice I would give to CAO students at the moment is make sure to look at the subjects you like in secondary school and try find something out of that you think you might enjoy for your time in college, because to succeed you really do need to enjoy it. Another thing would be to make sure you look at the module descriptors for each module you're going to be taking for your time in college, and understand that they do start off at a level base when you start off in college. Like for instance, I didn't do physics or chemistry, and I still chose structural engineering because I knew I would only have to sit one module of each in my time in CIT. And how I got through that was attending the Academic Learning Centre, which is available to all CIT students, to help you get extra tutorials in and ask the questions that you might be too shy to ask in college, in the class, in front of other people. And it gave me a great opportunity to get through those subjects that I found difficult at the start of my time in CIT.